Hello, I am up at the crack at dawn in London, and I'm gonna be getting a train. So, in this episode of Vex Goes to Random Places on the Train, we're going to Great Yarmouth. Here's our first train. Wow, we're going to somewhere. I forgot which one it is. I think it's Ealing Broadway. But we're getting the district line, and it's relatively quiet. I'm probably not going to record much. Wow, this might be like one of the few services that you can get in rush hour in London that's like got seats free, let alone entire rows of seats free. But we're on here for like 2 stops. I'm going to change to the Elizabeth line and just get the Elizabeth line to Liverpool Street that way. Because our method in the madness is that the Elizabeth line is much higher capacity than most tube stations. So Liverpool Street at rush hour is probably going to be substantially less busy than Liverpool Street on like the central line. After we got on this train and when we got on the Elizabeth line over, it was really busy, so we didn't record much. So thanks to some form of editing magic, we're now at Liverpool Street. We're here at Liverpool Street. Here's our train. I think we should be able to get on board. Yeah, it should be this one. Which number is it? Let's see. 007, yeah, it's this one. Here it is, 007. Let me just quickly get photo. There we go. Here we go. Here we are on 745-007. It's basically the same as all of the other 745s that have first class. Seating is in a 2+2 configuration. And here's a little seat tour, I guess. So as you can see, there are tables of 2 and tables of 4, and then this table of 3 for some reason because of the door. The seats are not the softest in the world. They're better than the other ones. They got like first class etched in leather. They've got armrests on both sides which go all the way up. Plug sockets in an actually convenient location for once. And there are solo tables with a pathetically small tray table. You can see mainly single seats and bays of 2. Now the interesting thing is that the ones at the bogies, the single seats and stuff back here, have a mini table, which, you know, overall I'd say these seats are pretty decent. Right, so I think it's mainly just a case of waiting for the train to leave. It should be pretty quiet because, well, it's currently 9 AM on a weekday, so most people in London are probably working. And who goes to Norwich at 9 AM on a weekday, besides crazy train-obsessed people?
Welcome to this service for Norwich. We will be calling at Stratford, Colchester, Manningtree, Ipswich, Stowmarket, Diss and Norwich. See it, say it, sorted.
So the journey on here is scheduled to take 1 hour and 48 minutes, which is less time than what I initially thought it would have been. I thought it would have been a lot more, like 2 hours, but oh well, can't complain too much. Should have a fair few intermediate stops. But it should just be relatively quiet anyway. There are a few people on board, but nothing like that Elizabeth line train that I was on to get in. So yeah, leaving Liverpool Street.
Welcome to this service for Norwich. We will be calling at Colchester, Manningtree, Ipswich, Stowmarket, Diss and Norwich. The next stop will be Colchester.
We're now making our way right out of London now, aren't we? Just speeding away. Next stop is Colchester, which is in quite a little while. I think we're also waiting for the little cafe bit to open so we can head down there as well. You know, so one thing that strikes me is that the ride quality is not 100% perfect, but still like pretty smooth. I think like for a train in the UK, my first impressions are like, this is about as good as it gets for something new. And in these parts of the coach, because we are like right on top of the motors, it is a bit on the louder side, but you know, it's not anything too bad. Ooh, passing Romford. Is there an overground line? No. There's the Liberty line. A ticket check just occurred, which means that if you're ferry bidding on this line, you're gonna get caught. So that's, you know, a good thing. And now we have countryside and fields. Here we are at Ingatstone. As you can see here, I decided to get the signal map up, so now we'll know exactly where we are. And here is Colchester. Oh wait, no, Chelmsford. I get the two confused all the time, and this is Chelmsford, not Colchester. I'm sure if you told someone from Chelmsford that they were from Colchester, they'd be very angry. So I apologise to the people of Chelmsford. And that was the brand new Bewley Park station, which, as this comes out, will be the newest station in the country. However, as I'm recording this, today is Wednesday, and I'm pretty sure it opens on Sunday. So, 4 days before that station is opened, and by the time this comes out, it would have already have opened. So there'll be some video by someone about it. So these trains have a little like cafe bar thing, and if you travel with the first class, you get a free hot drink or water and a biscuit. So we kind of have the hall here. So Liver ended up getting a bacon roll, which cost extra, and a Kit Kat.
Half melted now.
Half melted, yeah. I ended up getting lemon flavour shortcake, which we ended up getting 2 of because I know you wanted it. I got a hot chocolate because I don't really do coffee, and then obviously the water, and then I didn't even know trains sold this, but the Greater Anglia bunny. It cost like just under 15 quid, and I think that made up like 3/4 of the price of all of this. So that is a fun fact about Greater Anglia. You can buy a plush toy of the bunny. But yeah, I probably should have got milk and stuff, so I'm just gonna head back up there so I can get milk and a stirrer for it, because I know for a fact it's gonna be boiling hot. So, one moment. And there we go, there's a hot chocolate. And I mean, it is like sachet hot chocolate, but then at the same time I don't think you'd actually, you know, like get like the best of the best on a train. Like, you know, you can't just put a Costa on a train or something, so it's still good. I just need it to cool down because I'm weak. But yeah, we'll be arriving into Colchester pretty shortly. Colchester has a pretty interesting record. Oh, there's an RHT. I caught that on camera. Go past. That's cool. Colchester has a pretty interesting claim to fame because look at how long the platform is. Look. Yeah. So the platform here is the longest physical platform in the UK. As the entire length from platform 3 to 4, which is this side, is 620 meters long.
It's pretty long as well, I'm pretty sure.
Which one?
Cambridge. No.
No.
Yes, Cambridge is.
Well, this is the longest in the country for a single like platform length. Technically, it's split into two. However, to be fair, this is like one continuous stretch of platform, just split into two. Gloucester does have the longest unbroken platform, which is just 603 platform. That's shorter overall. So yeah, is Colchester the first stop outside of London?
Welcome to this service for Norwich. We will be calling at Manningtree, Ipswich, Stowmarket, Diss and Norwich. The next stop will be Manningtree. Mind your step when getting on or off the raised seated areas.
So that was like half of the platform. The other half was when we arrived in. But yeah, we are a good chunk of the journey down already, I think.
Hour to go, exactly.
Yeah, exactly an hour left, and I think we're about like 48 minutes in. Oh, that's hot. That is quite hot. That is certainly hot chocolate, though. Oh, look at that, that is a lovely view.
I got treed.
That is a very lovely but incredibly bright place. And here's my number one complaint is that the views are great. First of all, I think we should appreciate these views. Okay, Manningtree, you're alright. But my main issue is that these window blinds are not very good because that sun is still quite bright. Even with the thingy down, I'm still getting somewhat blinded. Thumbs down on that one, Greater Anglia. Oh, it's more Stadler, isn't it, to be fair? So, lemon shortbread biscuit. Ignore what just happened, that was actually quite nice. And this is Ipswich. Isn't like Ed Sheeran from near here?
British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See you.
That was the Great British Railways Greater Anglia train, and also, Class 08. Oh. And another one. I think, the Class 08, I think this is my first time seeing one, not at the Greatest Gathering.
There was one on the approach to London.
I didn't see it. But yeah, that was interesting. Also, I'm watching jet lag. And just in case you don't know what station you're at, they wrote it in the brick art.
What?
If this is Dis, does this make that the Dis track? I don't think anybody on this train has laughed. Anyway, next stop is Norwich. And now here we are on the approach to Norwich. That journey was actually really pleasant, and yeah, Greater Anglia, good operator. I'd say this journey has gone by really well, and it was comfortable, relatively smooth, and yeah, I don't have a sore bum, which is a good thing to, you know, I know. Oh look, bridge. There was a fact about I think it was that bridge,
We are now approaching
or a bridge that
Norwich,
we'll be
where
going
this
over,
train terminates.
that someone put in a comment when I last went to Norwich.
If you see something
Here's
that
Crown
doesn't
Point
look
Depot.
right,
Oh, more
speak
awaits.
to staff or
And then here we go, right, we'll be literally pulling into the platform now, so.
Norwich. This train will now terminate here. All change, please.
And here we are. There it is. And I'll tell you one thing though, that journey was really nice, and genuinely, I think Greater Anglia probably is one of my favourite operators. We now need to walk down all, I think it's 12 coaches of this train, because they put the first class at the very front for the London end. So we need to walk down and head to platform 5 for our train to Great Yarmouth, which will depart in about 15 minutes time. So I'm just gonna get a photo. And yeah. And now what I'm also going to mention actually quickly whilst we walk down to the other platform. So obviously here is a 745-1, which is actually more specifically made for Stansted Express. Now, here's the issue with Greater Anglia, is that even though they have a lot of good trains, they don't have as many as what they should have. So these 745-0s are actually made, you know, like for these intercity services to Norwich, and these ones over here are for Stansted Express. Now, the issue is that they don't have enough -0s, and to be fair, they don't have enough -1s either. So sometimes you will get trains that are the -1s, which don't have a first class, although the standard class seatings are the same. And on top of that, some services of the day will be formed of 3 Class 755 trains.
As you may have spotted at the start of the video, because
Yeah, they were right next to us.
Yeah.
London Liverpool Street. So I think those are like the main issues that I have about Greater Anglia. But genuinely, I was having a look on a website called Traxi, which you might have seen me use, and I noticed that on the entire Great Eastern Main Line, none of the trains were more than 5 minutes late, which I think for an operator in general is pretty good going. But yeah, right, this isn't even our last train. We need to head over to platform 5 now for our train to Great Yarmouth, which is a bit more interesting than just a train to Great Yarmouth, because it makes a pretty interesting stop. Right, and now here we are on this service here. go. And this is our train to Greater Yarmouth. As you can see, power pack. And I'll explain that in a moment. Right, this here, we have to go in standard class on this because it's just on standard class only on 755s because they're only like 3 or 4 cars long. So this is 755-417. It's a 4 car. Yeah, this one makes up entirely of 2+2 seatings. There's still comfy seats. Not as good back support, but arguably better bum support. It comes with everything, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy this one. One thing to notice as well is that this here is the power pack, which basically means that for these trains which are bi-mode, so they work both on diesel and electric, they want to keep the same like lower floor European style design on it. So to actually do that, instead of having all of the components like the engine and stuff underneath the train, which makes the height of them a lot higher. That was a weird noise. Yeah, but instead of having all of the stuff like the engine and all the boring mechanical stuff directly underneath the train, they all have it in the power pack, which is in the middle of the train. But that's like an interesting thing about this though, and in a moment you should hear it rev up. There we go. Another benefit though is that the engine noises will therefore only be in one part of the train, which means that the vast majority of customers also has a much quieter experience when it's running on diesel. And the bi-mode capability just means that under electrified lines, which these trains do operate on a lot of them, it means that it can use electric mode, and then as soon as it gets off of the electrified sections, it can run on diesel.
Welcome to this service for Great Yarmouth. We will be calling at... Welcome to this service for Great Yarmouth. We will be calling at Brundle Gardens, Brundle, Cantley, Reedham, Burney Arms, and Great Yarmouth.
Right, we're on our way to Yarmouth. Journey time should be around 36 minutes, I think? Something in that sort of range. And we'll be travelling on the Wherry lines. Yeah, we'll be travelling on the Wherry lines, which I think is probably one of my most favourite routes, and I'll show you why in a moment. I think we need to have a counter on how many times this has fallen over. I'll show you guys on what I'm working with. So, usually, you know, like I'd have like a gimbal for this, and I've been trying something that my dad uses, which is this flimsy little tripod gimbal thing that, I mean, first of all, it moves a lot at the top, at the same time it is not the most sturdy, so you'll kind of have to deal with that. If any of you saw the video where I did the Liverpool to Norwich route, you might have noticed I said it's very Dutch-like, and to be fair, so is this route.
Oh, here's the station. That is a long walk to the station platform.
Oh yeah, this is Buckingham, which is one of 2 very unused stations on this line. That one there only gets a few services a week, and the other one is one that we're stopping at, which is also very little used.
This is Cantley.
Yep, here is the great station of Cantley. Now, one fun fact about... So the main thing that Cantley is known for is for its sugar production. It has one of a few sugar factories in the country, originally founded by the Dutch. This is so strange how this is the second time mentioning the Netherlands on this train, and they're both in completely separate contexts, but it was founded by a Dutch company and now operates under British Sugar, mainly because this area is well known for its sugar beet. And I think one of the most interesting things about this
Next
is
stop
that,
will be Reading.
yeah, literally here it is. And yeah, so if you've ever had sugar, chances are it's actually been processed through here. But yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, like this like line here, it is like very reminiscent of the Netherlands, and I think in general what this line reminds me the most of is the line between Leiden and Alphen aan den Rijn. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but it's very reminiscent of that. It's just that one's actually electrified. But yeah, it's very cool. Here it is. We need to get back on really quickly.
I'm literally just gonna go bonk 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 bonk.
Welcome to the service for Great Yarmouth.
There we go. Right, I've been on the platform of Burning Arms. Here we go. Right, back on. Nobody else got on. There we go. We just wanted to do that one thing. So. Did you hear what that woman said as we were walking down? It's like, you weird. It's like, yeah, we needed to do it. They don't understand the significance. That doesn't count as me visiting it though. I just wanted to step on the platform. These shoes have been on the platform of Burning Arms, and that is, you know, like good enough. Right, anyway, next stop is Great Yarmouth. But yeah, right. We're now approaching Great Yarmouth, home of a lot of great things.
Like Yarmouth.
No, this is the mouth of the River Yar. I don't know why it's grey. I'm guessing because it's like there was a smaller town called like.
Oh, hello.
Oh yeah. They have like random bits of like old trains. There's like a Cali sleeper carriage behind it, and they just like stored old stuff there. I still have the microphone, so you're gonna hear me rather than whatever Nova's saying. But yeah, for some reason they have old trains there. Well, it's more so old carriages than like one of your trains.
There was a 321.
There was a 321, yeah. Right, anyway. We're gonna get off the train in a moment. We're now arriving into Great Yarmouth, and I'll probably like do a bit of an outro or something, so one moment.
No, not now, no.
And here it is, 755-417. Yeah, that's a train part of the portion done. We're gonna go into Great Yarmouth anyway. Thank you for watching, and yeah, got anything else to say? But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, but also like hype, because apparently that's a feature now, and like if you hype me enough times, I get like put on a leaderboard, and that'd be cool. So hype the video, guys. But yeah, I'm here in Great Yarmouth. Goodbye.